Be a priority, not an option. I often feel like I don't really matter in this relationship. He always seems to have to balance spending time with me and other concerns. Sometimes, I even feel like I don't belong in a relationship at all. If you've ever felt this way, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. Anyone in a relationship wants to have priority from the other person, wanting to become an important position in that person's heart. But unfortunately, many of us do not get priority, but accidentally become one of their choices. Ask yourself, are you truly a bright light in the darkness of someone's life, or are you doomed to live in the darkness behind other choices? If the signs are that you are just a backup plan, not a priority, it may be time to reevaluate your value in this relationship. So how can you always be a priority in your partner's eyes? The answer will be in today's lesson. By applying these 7 principles, you can ensure that the people you care about feel that you are always the top priority in their lives, or at least that you don't become an afterthought. Please follow us. First, to determine whether you are truly in a low-priority relationship, you need to take the time to analyze and reflect on your relationship carefully. Start by looking back at your partner's actions. Have there been times when he has put you in a situation where you have to hesitate, thinking about whether you are important to him or not? In this regard, you need to regularly observe whether there are moments when you feel yourself being pushed to a secondary position, not only in important events, but also in daily activities. Do you often feel like you have to wait for his attention? When you really need him, he is not willing to support you. Think about your lover life partner for 5 seconds and try taking a few small tests with us below. Between attending your graduation ceremony and going to the farewell party for your best friend studying abroad, what do you think he will choose? Please share below in the comments. Thank you for your interaction. Having to choose between 2 important things doesn't have to be negative. After all, like the example above, many people often hesitate before making decisions because each choice has its own meaning. Close friends may be about to leave, making opportunities to meet increasingly rare, while important events like your lover's graduation ceremony cannot be missed. In this situation, how will you handle it? In fact, if you know how, you can completely reconcile both. Prioritization doesn't always require you to choose to give up something to get something else. Instead, it often involves arranging and adjusting so that both sides are balanced and harmonious. This allows us to maintain important relationships and meet obligations without completely sacrificing either party's interests. Also, listen to your own feelings about the relationship. Do you feel loved, appreciated, and safe? Or do you often feel anxious, insecure, and lonely, even when you're in a relationship? Next to your opponent? These thoughts will help you discern whether you are truly a priority in the other person's life, or just part of the vast list of options they have. Most importantly, remember that you deserve to be treated with genuine respect and love. If you constantly feel like you're not put first, it may be time to reconsider the relationship and find the respect and happiness you deserve. Now that you have a clear understanding of the problem, it's time to change your approach by exploring solutions. Let's start with 7 steps to keep in mind to become a priority in the eyes of others, not just an option. Number 1. Create fear of losing you. This is one of the most powerful psychological techniques you can use to make someone consider you a top priority. Inciting fear of loss in human psychology can be considered a powerful strategy, especially in relationships. This fear stems from a basic principle of psychology. People tend to value what they are about to lose more than what they can gain. This is called the loss effect, part of the loss potential theory, which suggests that people tend to react much more strongly to losses than to gains. In a relationship, when a person feels that they may lose someone they value, they begin to reconsider the value and importance of that person in their life. This fear not only increases the actual value of the other person, but also motivates the loss-averse person to the point that they are willing to change their behavior to avoid that undesirable outcome. They may begin to invest more emotionally and time to ensure that the relationship remains and the other person doesn't leave. To do this, You can start by creating some distance, reducing your constant presence in their lives. When you are no longer available anytime, anywhere, they will begin to realize your true value and feel your absence. This often makes them appreciate you more and see you as an important and indispensable part of their lives. However, it should be noted that using fear of loss as a tool to prioritize can be a double-edged sword. If not handled tactfully and carefully, it can lead to unhealthy dependence, feelings of insecurity in the relationship, and can create pressure and unrealistic expectations. In fact, a strong and healthy relationship should be built on mutual respect, trust, and emotional investment on both sides, not just on fear of loss. So, to accomplish this, you need cleverness rather than calculation. It's about delicately orchestrating scenarios where your absence is subtly felt, rather than orchestrating situations that feel contrived or manipulative. Genuine concern and care should underpin every action, ensuring that the other person feels valued and respected, rather than merely being subjected to strategic maneuvers. By employing cleverness, you foster an atmosphere of authenticity and sincerity, where the fear of losing you arises naturally from the depth of the connection rather than from calculated schemes. Ultimately, it's about nurturing a relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and genuine affection, rather than on fear and manipulation. Number 2, avoid being always available. Admit it, have you ever been busy with work but stopped just because of a call from that person? You always appear willing to participate in every conversation, every outing, even though in reality, you may not really want to go. This often comes from the fear that if you refuse, you may not be interested in that person next time. However, this thinking is actually a mistake. Always trying to be present and meet every request not only makes you lose control in life, but can also make you less attractive in the eyes of the other person. When you never set limits, your partner may begin to take your presence and consent for granted, which can lead to disrespect and devaluation of the relationship. In fact, setting healthy boundaries not only helps you maintain personal balance, but also helps your relationship become stronger, when each person in the relationship clearly understands and respects each other's needs, each other's private space and personal needs. It's important to learn how to say no when necessary, and trust that a genuine relationship will not easily falter just because you set necessary limits for yourself. The adage, quality is more important than quantity, is often mentioned in many aspects of life, and this is a principle that applies in relationships as well. If you desire to be a priority in someone's life, you may need to scale back your availability. The more relentlessly present you are, the more likely you are to be taken for granted. This doesn't mean you only show up when it's convenient, but if you're always flexible and willing to help others, then it's time to put yourself first. You still show up when they need you, but you have to make them think that it's because you appreciate them so much that you show up, not that you're always here. The message that you have a separate life that doesn't just revolve around them will help them appreciate your presence more. Number 3, prioritize yourself. One of the most basic principles that we are often reminded of is to always put ourselves first. If you don't know how to love yourself, how can you expect others to love you? This also applies to being prioritized and receiving attention from others. You can't expect to receive priority if you don't even care about your own feelings. Before facing any situation, ask yourself, are you really comfortable with this? Does this make you feel uncomfortable? Ask yourself these questions. Do you believe you deserve better than the way you are being treated? And do you believe your partner is better than you or more important than you? If so, why? If you don't believe in either of these things, then why would you allow someone to treat you as an option? Be completely honest with yourself. Before you can address the how, you must know the why you allow someone to consider you as an option. Whatever your answer is, you want to be treated better, right? Then start acting like that. Let's choose that now. This process is not only about making decisions that benefit you, but also about how you set healthy boundaries in the relationship. When you start showing self-respect and self-care, you not only improve the quality of your life, but you also send a clear message to others that you are a valuable person, worthy of attention. and respect. This action will also motivate others to reflect and reassess how much they value their relationship with you, which can lead to a positive change in the way they interact with you. Surname, prioritize and consider you in their lives. Create your own mantra. I come first and I will always come first. Prioritizing yourself is not about selfishness, but about self-respect. When you value and prioritize your own needs and well-being, you set a powerful precedent for how others should treat you. It's a declaration of self-worth, signaling to others that you won't settle for anything less than what you deserve in a relationship. By putting yourself first, you inherently command respect from those around you. This doesn't mean neglecting the needs of others, but rather ensuring that your own needs are met before you extend yourself to fulfill the needs of others. In doing so, you establish boundaries that safeguard your emotional and mental health, fostering healthier and more balanced relationships. Remember, self-respect is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection, and when you prioritize yourself, others will naturally follow suit in respecting you. Number 4. Stop contacting all the time. To be the priority in a relationship, sometimes you need to change your approach to communication. Constantly reaching out and being available can make it easy to be taken for granted. If you want others to make you a priority, it may be time to stop communicating all the time. Reducing the frequency of contact does not mean you cut off all contact, but rather creates a space and time to help the other person realize your value. When you stop responding immediately to every text, call, or request, you begin to create a void. This encourages the other person to think about your place in their life and may make them appreciate your presence more. This void serves as a subtle reminder of your absence, prompting the other person to reflect on your significance in their life. It allows them the opportunity to miss your presence and appreciate the moments you do share together. By establishing this boundary, you assert your worth and demonstrate that your time and attention are valuable. In essence, by stepping back, you empower the other person to recognize and cherish your presence, thereby fostering a deeper sense of respect and appreciation within the relationship. It's about striking a balance between being present and allowing space for the other person to realize your worth. Creating this distance also helps you develop independence, making you not only more attractive to the other person, but also helping you protect your self-worth. By allowing personal space and not constantly seeking validation from the other person, you are affirming that you too have separate lives, hobbies, and interests. This can stimulate curiosity and interest from the other person, making them appreciate and prioritize you more in their relationship. As Erica Jong once shared, distance is what makes you realize whether you can live without someone or not. When something that is considered a daily habit suddenly disappears, it will definitely make that person ask questions and look for you immediately. You will make them realize that you are not as present or available all the time as they thought, which will make the other person respect you more. And if that person has no intention of looking for you, I'm sure you already have the answer for yourself. Number 5. Be mysterious. A secret makes a woman woman. Mystery makes a woman's charm. Have you ever heard this saying? If not, keep it as your own rule. In fact, not only women, but those who can maintain their mystery are the ones who are extremely attractive to others. It's easy to understand this. Think about it. If a person you already know everything about, would you still be interested in getting to know them? Maintaining mystery can be an attractive strategy in a relationship, especially for women. Mystery not only helps increase personal attraction, but also encourages the other person to maintain curiosity and interest in you. The passion for exploring the unknown often brings irresistible charm and can deepen the connection between people. In the complicated world of relationships, keeping a little mystery can have many unexpected benefits. If you crave being the center of attention and being prioritized in someone's eyes, try not to rush into revealing everything about yourself. Let me tell you a few tricks to turn yourself into a mysterious person. First, never reveal too much about yourself. You just need to show enough for the other person to feel your enthusiasm, so they can understand more about you. But always remind yourself that he or she only knows what you show. always keep in mind that he will never guess what you think and what you do. That forces the person to learn and be more curious about you. When talking about hobbies or passions, you can just mention them in passing without going into details. For example, you can say that you like art or traveling without specifying every museum you've visited or every country you've explored. This creates a mysterious space, arouses curiosity, and urges the other person to want to learn more about you. When answering questions, try to keep your answers vague. For example, if you are asked about your past or personal experiences, you can share gently without providing too many specific details. This will make the other person feel excited and motivate them to want to continue to discover more about you, thereby helping them realize that you are an indispensable part of their life. Maintaining mystery not only helps you control how others perceive you, but it also helps you create a diverse picture of yourself in their imaginations. This facilitates long-term engagement, as they always feel like there is something new to discover about you. Ultimately, when they can't predict everything about you, you will naturally become a priority in their minds. This not only increases interest, but also helps strengthen your position in the relationship, making you always respected and loved. Live independently and have your own interests. Don't try to change yourself according to that person's preferences. Be confident in expressing what you like and hate. This not only enriches your life, but also keeps the other person constantly interested in what you're doing. One more thing, occasionally create surprises. As I mentioned before, don't let the other person predict what you're thinking or planning. From time to time, surprise them with a gift or an unplanned outing. It will leave your friend feeling extremely surprised and intrigued by who you are. Number 6, allow them to invest in you. We will test your reaction before going deeper into this issue. Within 5 seconds, think quickly and comment below with your opinion. Your lover's house is 15 kilometers away from yours. Do you want him to take you to work in the morning? Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Thank you for your answers. I have received a signal from you guys. This question also causes people to argue quite a lot. Many people think that this is normal because it's just a pick-up and drop-off. But many people think that since they're just lovers, they shouldn't be forced to do something like a responsibility. So what do you think about this issue? Is this really a test of love or just an unreasonable demand on your part? Here's one of the things you should do if you want to be a priority. Let them invest in you. This investment can be time, money, effort, and even attention. Getting others to invest in you is a delicate strategy that requires careful consideration, so you don't accidentally push them away. Give up thinking that if you get one in return, you have to give one in return. Being clear in love is not a good thing. You should be comfortable with the fact that you will be cared for and taken care of. To do this effectively, you need to identify who truly considers you a priority and is willing to invest in your relationship. When you allow others to invest time, effort, or emotions in you, they will naturally feel more attached to and value you. One of the ways to encourage this investment is through controlling your time and presence. For example, you might say no to certain invitations or plans that you know you can't or don't want to make. Not only will this help keep your schedule from getting overloaded, but it will also increase the value of the time you spend with others. When you are not always available, you become more valuable in their eyes. Furthermore, not always being available and occasionally making them wait also subtly sends the message that your time is valuable and they need to put in more effort to earn your presence. This attitude not only makes you a challenge but also encourages others to prioritize you in their lives. However, it should be remembered that everything must be done in a balanced way. Using this tactic too much can have the opposite effect, making others feel abandoned or unappreciated. For example, you intentionally let them wait for you for too long to show that you are a busy person, or force them to give up an important schedule to go out with you. This is unnecessary and even makes them feel disrespected. Therefore, adjust accordingly. Always maintain a certain level of contact so as not to lose the care and affection that others have for you. The balance between allowing them to invest in you and maintaining respect for your time and personal space will create a solid and lasting relationship. Number 7. Ready to leave. When you hear about abandonment, you're a little hesitant, aren't you? Indeed, in a relationship, if you have to choose to leave, the relationship certainly cannot be saved, and anyone will feel hesitant and even clingy. I once heard it on a TV program. It was a dialogue show between speakers and participants. They interviewed a girl about her love story. The girl shared that she liked a guy, and even though she made her feelings very clear, she was repeatedly met with indifference and lack of interest, which hurt her deeply. The speaker suggested that she should give up on this relationship, as the guy did not like her, and persistence would only lead to more heartache. However, the girl was adamant that she still liked him a lot, saying, "There is only one of him in the world. I won't be able to find anyone like him again." The speaker paused for a few seconds, then gently replied to her, "But my dear, you too are one of a kind." This statement touched both the girl and the entire audience deeply. What are your thoughts on the speaker's response? Indeed, people always forget that they themselves are the most important person. If you enter a relationship and you don't receive respect or attention, you don't get what you deserve. So be strong and leave. By showing that you're not afraid to leave, you're affirming that you won't accept anything less than what you deserve. The truly right person will naturally consider you a priority and will work tirelessly to keep you by their side. However, you should not overdo this because it will show the other person that you do not care about your relationship. You're ready to leave if you feel like you're not being prioritized, not that you're ready to leave at any time. Inherently, if you show that you yourself are not appreciating and disrespecting the other person. Don't turn yourself into a heartless person. Always remember, it is your responsibility to do what is right. This is completely within your control. You need to be aware that your actions are appropriate, and when you do this, you will feel satisfied. Don't expect that you will always be recognized or appreciated, and that people will always give you the value you deserve. Be patient, and over time, people will automatically recognize and appreciate you the way you deserve. Maintaining a strong relationship requires patience and a keen awareness of the issues that need to be resolved. It is important to identify problems and find ways to solve them effectively. However, in love, you should not overcalculate everything. Let things happen naturally, while still remaining tactful in how you adjust and direct the relationship, to create a balance between being proactive and letting things develop according to their flow. Thank you for watching our video. If you find the information shared in the video useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss the latest videos. Join us to discover more interesting and useful content. Thank you for your support.